You look in the mirror and see the flaws. The unfinished edges of your life stare back at you. The goals you haven't reached yet. The mistakes that still linger. The version of yourself that feels incomplete. In a world that celebrates perfection, it's easy to feel like you're falling short, like you need to fix everything before you can truly matter. But what if I told you that your imperfection is your strength? What if the unfinished parts of you are where the real beauty lies? You are not broken. You are becoming. And in that process of unfolding, in the raw, messy reality of being unfinished, there is a perfection all its own. A completeness that doesn't come from being flawless, but from embracing the journey. Think about the last time you started something new. A project at work, a hobby you picked up, a conversation you initiated. It didn't go perfectly. Words stumbled. Ideas faltered. Doubts crept in. But in those moments of imperfection, something magical happened. You learned. You grew. You discovered parts of yourself you didn't know existed. That unfinished attempt wasn't a failure. It was a step towards something greater. Your life is full of these moments, these works in progress that shape you into who you are. They don't need to be perfect to be valuable. They just need to be yours. Picture an artist at their easel. The canvas is blank at first, then strokes of color appear, uneven and bold. Smudges happen. Colors blend in unexpected ways. The painting isn't finished, not yet polished or framed. But even in its unfinished state, there's beauty. The raw emotion, the vulnerability of creation. If the artist waited for perfection before brushing the first stroke, nothing would ever come to life. Your dreams are like that canvas. You're messy, evolving, full of revisions. And that's okay. That's what makes them real. Embracing the imperfection allows you to keep painting, to keep creating the life you want. Now consider your relationships. They're never perfect, are they? Friends argue. Partners misunderstand. Family dynamics shift and change. You say the wrong things sometimes, or hold back when you should speak up. But in those imperfect connections, there's depth. The forgiveness after a fight. The growth from a hard conversation. The love that endures despite the flaws. If everything was flawless, relationships would be shallow, like a story without conflict. Your imperfections make the bond stronger, more authentic. They teach you empathy, patience, and the courage to show up as you are, unfinished and human. Let's talk about your body and mind. Society bombards you with images of ideal forms, perfect productivity, flawless minds. You compare yourself and feel inadequate. The extra weight, the scattered thoughts, the habits you can't quite break. But what if those imperfections are signs of a life lived? The scars from experiences that taught you resilience. The wandering mind that sparks creativity. The unfinished goals that keep you striving. You don't need to be polished to be whole. Your imperfections are proof that you're alive, growing, evolving in a world that's constantly changing. Think about a garden in spring. The soil is turned, seeds planted, but nothing looks perfect yet. Weeds pop up, flowers bloom unevenly. Rain comes at the wrong time. But the gardener doesn't despair. They tend to it, knowing that imperfection is part of the process. The crooked stems and patchy growth all contribute to the eventual beauty. Your personal growth is that garden. The setbacks, the detours, the unfinished chapters. They nourish the soil of your soul, preparing you for blooms you can't yet see. Trust the mess. Trust the unfinished state. It's where life happens. Now imagine learning a new skill. Playing an instrument, cooking a meal, speaking a language. At first, notes clash, flavors overwhelm, words tangle. It's frustrating, embarrassing even. You want to quit, to wait until you're better. But if you push through the imperfection, something shifts. Mistakes become lessons. Clumsy efforts turn into fluency. That unfinished practice session is where the magic begins. It's the same with your life goals. The career you're building, the family you're raising, the person you're becoming. They're all works in progress, and that's their perfection. The courage to continue despite the flaws is what makes you extraordinary. Let's explore the fear that comes with imperfection. The voice that says you're not ready, not good enough, not complete. It holds you back from sharing your ideas, from taking risks, from living fully. But what if you silenced that voice just for a moment? What if you stepped forward anyway, unfinished and unsure? That's where freedom lies. In showing the world your rough drafts, your half-formed thoughts, your vulnerable self. People connect with imperfection. It's relatable, human, inspiring. Your willingness to be unfinished invites others to do the same, creating a ripple of acceptance and courage. Consider the stories that touch your heart. The heroes who aren't flawless superhumans, but ordinary people with doubts and failures. They stumble, they learn, they rise. Their journeys resonate because they mirror your own. The unfinished chapters, the plot twists born from mistakes. If those stories were perfect from the start, they'd be forgettable. Your life story is like that. The imperfections add depth, suspense, meaning. Embrace them. Write them boldly. They're what make your narrative worth telling. Think about nature's designs. A tree with twisted branches, a river that meanders off course, a mountain rugged and uneven. Perfection and symmetry would make them boring, lifeless. Their imperfections create ecosystems, paths, beauty. You are part of nature, shaped by the same forces. Your quirks, unfinished dreams, and flaws create the unique landscape of your life. They attract the right people, opportunities, experiences. Don't smooth them out. Celebrate them. They're the features that make you unforgettable. Now let's address self-doubt in quiet moments. Alone with your thoughts, the imperfections loom large. The regrets, the what-ifs, the areas still under construction. It's easy to judge yourself harshly. But try this. Look at those parts with kindness. See them as evidence of growth, not deficiency. The unfinished book you're writing, the skill you're honing, the healing you're undergoing, they're all signs that you're moving forward. Perfection would mean stagnation, an end to the journey. Imperfection keeps you alive, curious, open to possibility. Picture a puzzle with pieces missing. At first, it frustrates you. The picture isn't complete. But as you search for the missing parts, you discover new patterns, new ways to fit things together. Life's imperfections are those missing pieces. They challenge you, force creativity, lead to unexpected beauty. Without them, everything would fit too easily, too predictably. Embrace the gaps. They're where innovation lives, where your true self emerges. Let's think about work and ambition. You chase promotions, skills, success, but roadblocks appear. Projects falter, ideas flop, progress slows. In those moments, imperfection feels like defeat. But it's not. It's refinement. Each unfinished effort teaches resilience, adaptability, humility. The most successful people aren't perfect. They're persistent through imperfection. They share their drafts, iterate, improve. You can too. Your career and passions are evolving artworks, perfect in their ongoing creation. Consider parenting or mentoring, guiding others while feeling unfinished yourself. You make mistakes, lose patience, question your choices. But children and mentees learn from your humanity, not your perfection. They see you try, fail, try again. That models courage, growth, authenticity. Your imperfections make you relatable, approachable, inspiring. In helping them navigate their own unfinished paths, you find purpose in yours. Now explore creativity in everyday acts. Cooking a meal that doesn't turn out quite right, writing an email that needs revisions, planning a day that goes awry. These small imperfections spark joy when embraced. A dash of humor, a pivot to something new. Life's flavor comes from the unexpected, the unfinished experiments. Don't strive for flawless execution. Aim for heartfelt effort. That's where fulfillment blooms. Think about healing from past wounds. Scars remain, trust rebuilds slowly, growth feels incomplete. But perfection in healing isn't possible or necessary. The cracks let light in, as the saying goes. Your imperfect recovery builds empathy, wisdom, strength. Sharing your unfinished story helps others in theirs, creating communities of support. You're not diminished by the flaws, you're enriched. Let's talk about aging gracefully. Lines appear, energy shifts, memories fade. Society pushes eternal youth, but imperfection in aging tells a story of life lived. Each wrinkle a laugh line, each slow step a testament to endurance. Embracing this unfinished phase brings peace, gratitude, deeper connections. You're not declining, you're ripening, full of the perfection that comes from experience. Imagine collaborating with others. Ideas clash, roles overlap, outcomes surprise. Imperfect teams create magic through compromise, innovation born from flaws. Your contribution, unfinished as it may be, adds unique value. Trust the process. The whole is greater than any perfect part. Now reflect on spiritual or inner peace, seeking enlightenment but finding doubts, distractions, setbacks. Paths to peace are rarely straight. Imperfections guide you deeper, teaching surrender, compassion. The unfinished quest is the point, keeping you humble, connected to something larger. Consider the environment around you. A home that's lived in, with scuffs and clutter. It's imperfect, but warm, full of stories. Sterile perfection feels cold. Your space mirrors your soul, inviting in its unfinished state. Let's address comparison traps. Seeing others' highlight reels makes your imperfections sting. But their lives are unfinished too, behind the filters. Focus on your path. Your flaws fuel your unique journey. Picture forgiveness, self and others. Imperfect apologies, lingering hurts. But letting go in unfinished ways frees you. Perfection in resolution isn't required, effort is. Think about dreams deferred, goals on hold, paths rerouted. Imperfection redirects to better fits. Trust the unfolding. Now envision your legacy. Not perfect achievements, but imperfect love shared, lessons learned, lives touched. That's enduring perfection. So here you stand, unfinished and perfect. Embrace the mess. Keep becoming. Your imperfection is your power, your beauty, your gift to the world. You are enough right now in all your glorious incompleteness.